Okay, we are live on Channel 97. Welcome to this Pass Action Group final meeting. We're glad to see all of you here. My name is Lee Stone, and I'm your MC for the day. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thank you. Okay, to get started, I would like to introduce to you the Pass Action Group Board of Directors. If you're here, please stand and be acknowledged. Gracie Luna, Lori Matsushita, Ron Roy, Harry Finnegan, Bob Hicks, Jan Fleming, Bruce Brown, Jim Moran, John Swem, Jeannie Lloyd, Diane Burley, and Randy Robbins. I'd like to have John come up and say a few words.
Good afternoon. This afternoon, we'd like briefly to remember one of our members who passed on the journey, Jim Corrigan. He was an integral part of the Pass Action Group. He was well versed in the construction industry, the city industry, in terms of the rules and regulations, and it was able to help us tremendously. Unfortunately, he passed away before the final decision was reached. So we miss Jim a lot. He really volunteered and did everything that was asked of him and more. So I would like, if you wouldn't mind, having a moment of silence and remembering Jim and the things he brought us. So if you would, just for a few minutes, a few seconds. Thank you. Thank you. Jim thanks you.
I'm back. Okay, now it's Randy's cue. We'd like to ask Randy to make some remarks at this time.
As you can see, we're mixing it up a little bit this time, and my voice isn't always here lately, so that's one of the reasons I'm doing it. Thank you, Lee. So one of the reasons I asked Lee to help out with this is, again, I wasn't sure that my voice would do it, plus you guys are probably tired of hearing from me. Anyway, one of the things that happened early on, or about 2 years ago, in this process, which has been about a 3-year process now, as you all know. A person in the community came to us as the Pass Action Group and asked us to, suggested a program to raise money. We made this decision and we said, sure, we'll help you. And she said, no, I got it. And she took on this task. Many of you know that Dori Gardsky took on the recycling program and ran it all herself. She had some helpers that helped her get to the recycling and other stuff. But every day she was down here emptying the recycle bins, all of that, and worked her tail off. And just as a side note, we are also working on getting her garage cleaned up, helping her with that, with all the different sugars and whatever's on the ground in there. I don't even want to go in there. So the certificate that we have made, we are designating Dory Gartsky the Person of the Year of the Past Action Group. And the certificate states, whereas on the 17th day of November 2024, the Past Action Group hereby honors Dory Gartsky as the Person of the Year. Dory created and operated a community-wide recycling program for over 2 years that raised over $30,000. Her countless hours of community interaction have been a tremendous asset to the organization. So, Dory, come on up. Thank you. Let me give you a hug. I'm gonna grab the other. Okay, I'm better not standing by the podium. It's more comfortable for me. So now we'll get down to some of the business of it. As many of you know, most of you know, the City Council formally denied the Banning Point project. Speaking for myself, because of all I know our de facto attorney doesn't like when I say this, but the legal wrangling that can go on, I did not show a lot of excitement at the council meetings because I just thought, what's next? Just what's next? And well, after that, and then the developers asked for a reconsideration, which the council also denied due to lack of a motion. So now I am very confident in saying we won. I am also very thankful as the entire board and all the community in all the support that everybody has given. The support of donations, the support of the camaraderie, the thanks. We didn't do it. We didn't do it for notoriety. We did it to get it done. It just fell together. I was just speaking with Jim here a minute ago, and anytime you take a group of people that in their previous life were leaders and try to figure out how to make them all work together, it doesn't always work. We see it in local government, we see it in federal government, but this did work. We had our pitfalls here and there, and but it worked, and we got it done, and I am amazed at the support this community has done to get this taken care of. And so what it means now, the only option the current option, and Diane will go into legal stuff in a few minutes, the current option would be they could still sue the city the same way we initially sued. It's called a writ of mandate, which I won't get into that. They could do that, but their deadline for that is coming up in early January. But Diane will go over all of that later on. And so at this point, we are not putting a push out for more money. We have enough money that we worked with our attorney. Excuse me. All right, sorry about that. We worked with our attorney. We do owe him some money still. We have some in our coffers. Not a lot, very, very little, to be honest with you. But by working with the attorney, we're going to be able to work on that. And again, Diane will touch on that more a little bit of what's going on. So really the biggest thing I want to say is this is not simply just an information meeting. This is a celebratory meeting. And I think we, as a community, to our knowledge, many of you know, to our knowledge, this is the first time in California that we can find that a previously approved by a council was reversed. So I really don't have a whole lot more to say on that than let's see. I'm just checking our agenda here. So I'm going to let Diane come up right now, or actually, Lee, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce Diane, or unless you want to add something.
Yes, please give a hand to Randy. They did ask me to tell you that they will not be taking questions or comments during the meeting, but would be happy to address your comments afterwards, just to make this nice and short and sweet. So at this time, we'd like to invite Diane to make some comments.
Okay. So, I'm going to give you the short answer to what I think will be everybody's questions, and then I'm going to explain the answer. The first thing is, just so to follow up on what Randy said, the deadline for the developer to file a petition for writ of mandate in the Riverside County Superior Court is January 6th, 2025. Just so everybody knows. And if they don't, they've blown that deadline. So we don't know what they're going to do. As to the fundraising, as Randy said, we have a little money in our coffers for operating expenses, but we don't need to do fundraising right now because under statute in California, in this kind of case, the attorney is given an incentive to take these kind of cases at a discounted rate because he or she can then, when they prevail, they can go back to the court and petition for fees at their regular commercial rate, which is much higher than what Kevin Bundy, our attorney, was charging us. So there's a differential. Now, we don't know what the numbers are going to look like. We have no idea. Our attorney has talked to the developer's attorney, and they are going to end up having to litigate the fees, which is almost going to be like a negotiation. Again, we don't know what the numbers are going to look like. The only thing I can tell you in addition to that is that there is a metric that the attorneys that do environmental law do in these kind of situations. It's like a formula, and there's a formula that Kevin, our attorney, has crunched the numbers on, and then the other side, of course, is going to argue he's not probably entitled to as much as we think he's entitled to. So we have no information. Anybody who's read my post on Facebook and Randy's knows that we just don't know at this point. And I just would urge everybody not to speculate as to what's going to happen. And I think that's it. I think that's all we're kind of done, and except for these loose ends. So, okay.
Randy, do you have anything left to say?
Yeah, one thing that I'll add to that is even if they do file, which and if you said it, Diane, I apologize for repeating it. Even if they do file, we would not be a party to that lawsuit. That would be them filing. That would be, yeah, if they did a petition for a writ of mandate, that would put them, the developer, suing the city, not suing us. So now, would we have to ask our attorney to monitor? Yes. Are we going to incur some expense with that? Most likely. Again, is that going to be covered under his fee recovery to make him whole because he took it at a discounted rate? That's very possible. So that's the key there is we're not a party to it. We're done with it. If the writ of if they do file a writ of mandate, it'll probably take 2 years to get into the court, just like we took almost 2 years to get into court ourselves, or a year and a half, or whatever it was. So, that was all I wanted to say on that. And let's see, where are we at here? Okay, then the next thing I wanted to comment on just very quickly. I know there's been some discussion, mostly on social media, about this other project that may be happening at the other end. It's been made, I believe, at least through social media, it's been very, very clear that the Pass Action Group as an entity is not addressing the Sunset Crossroads. That being said, as I've posted and Diane has posted, I would be glad to work with any leader of that group to show them quite, I guess, simple way, at least initially, the roadmap that we used to get started, setting up a nonprofit if necessary and so forth. That's still very preliminary. It hasn't gone to the Planning Commission yet. And right now the Planning Commission is virtually non-existent. Is that a good way to say it, Kathleen? I saw you nodding. And it's virtually non-existent with resignations and so forth. So that's something that as communities, somebody can keep an eye on. And some of our members may be dealing with it, working with it, but as an entity, we will not be. To put it bluntly, I guess, and if any board members, if I say the wrong thing, let me know. We've run our course. We've got it together, and we got this win, and so forth. So that's what I've got. Anybody else have anything else from the board that would like to speak to anything? Oh yeah, we do have some shirts left over from the earlier fundraiser,
And nuts.
and some of the nuts from that, and we got some nuts up here. But we'll take any type of a donation. We're doing 2 for $10 on the nuts, or $5 each, and the T-shirts, any kind of donation you want to give us. So just to get rid of them and so forth. So. Does anybody want to add anything else? All right. Well, again, it was short and sweet. I appreciate everybody coming out. And this will, as Lee said earlier, this is going to be our last town hall unless something wacky goes on. That's the best way to put it. And I cannot commend this community and the entire community. The members of the city of Banning that are not in the Sun Lakes area, members of Beaumont in the Four Seasons area. I know there's a couple up front here. We had Gracie Luna, who's on our board. She couldn't make it today. Has represented Four Seasons from day one on this committee. We've also had a Lakes representative from day one. She couldn't make it today either. But it's just phenomenal. I just still can't thank everybody enough for the support, and that we were able to pull this off.
So if I wasn't already standing, I would stand to give everyone a standing ovation.
Thank you, everybody. And so that's really all I had to do. And I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. We've got Thanksgiving coming up, and any of your respective holidays coming up in the coming months or the coming month. And so be safe out there. Thank you.